Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another walk around. So this time I've got the SEAT Arona FR, looking very nice indeed on a very gloomy day. So here we are, the new Arona, looking very nice indeed. This particular model is finished in mystery blue with a midnight black roof, looking very nice indeed. So for those of you that aren't aware, FR is basically the sportier trim level. The FR is also a mid-range trim level as well, and it's quite a handsome looking thing. So as standard you get 16-inch alloys, which no, I think they're 17-inch alloys. I think I've just made a complete blunder. Yeah, sorry, 17-inch alloys. I don't know why. I think it's because they look smaller than 17 inches. I always assume they're 16 inches, but no, sorry guys, they are 17-inch alloys. They're not really my cup of tea. I think they look a little bit too small for the car. Maybe it's me. If you go for the FR Sport, which is the model above this, you do get 18-inch alloys, which do look better, and they kind of their proportions are a little bit better. Now, in regards to price, this car would normally start from £20,165, but because this car's got the more powerful engine, I will get onto the engine in a bit, and it's also got an optional tow bar. This particular model is £22,295. But what I quite like is that the metallic paintwork is standard. So on the Arona, no matter what colour you go for, you won't have to pay extra, which I think is really good. And I really like this design feature here. This X does it really cool and funky. So overall, apart from the alloys, I definitely think this is the better looking car in its class. Dare I say it is the best looking car? I don't know. Obviously, looks will always be subjective, but if you ask me, this car is a really, really good looking thing. Let me take you inside, because it's quite cold here in the UK. I've only been out here a few moments, my hands are starting to freeze up already. So the interior is quite a nice place to be. It's relatively classy, but there are quite a few hard scratch materials inside. So let me step in, like so. Ugh. I'll tell you one thing I like, these seats are set quite low, which helps to really add to the sportiness of this car. Some may not like that, because obviously one of the advantages of buying an SUV is of course a higher driving position. But anyway, let's carry on with the interior. So sadly, the dashboard is hard plastic. It does feel quite durable. It doesn't feel too scratchy, but a soft touch dashboard would have been nice, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, it is hard. You do get a nice strip of leather going across. You've got red stitching. In fact, you've got loads of red stitching in here. So it's on the gear gaiter, handbrake, common autofocus. There we are. It's on the seats, on the flat bottom steering wheel, which is also trimmed in leather. So yeah, it's quite a sporty inside, but I just wish there were a few more soft touch materials. So again, on the door cards, but you've got a bit of leather there. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. These seats are really nice and comfortable though. They're quite supportive as well. You've got nice thick bolsters to keep you in place when you're having a more spirited drive. Now, one of the highlights of the interior has to be this 8-inch touchscreen. Let me turn on the ignition. This car hasn't got keyless start. It's a traditional turnkey ignition, which does surprise me really, bearing in mind this car has got quite a lot of technology. So as well as the touchscreen, which works really, really well, I've also got a wireless phone charging pad here. I've also got dual zone climate control, all of which is completely standard. Just a quick one about the touchscreen. This has got gesture control. So watch this. Ooh, you can see that the little bits pop up there, and it's quite handy. You know, I don't think I'd miss it if I didn't have it, but it just helps to give the touchscreen a little more functionality. So as standard, you get navigation. So if I hit the little flag up there, there you are, got the navigation, got smartphone connectivity, DAB radio, which will probably start playing, won't it? Yeah, let's turn that down. Got media for your Bluetooth or your auxiliary in this case. Phone controls, voice controls. That's kind of your main menu. Gives you your apps in a kind of Apple kind of display. They're kind of square boxes. And you've got the car settings. There we are. It's a very good touchscreen. You also get rear parking sensors, like so. So you don't get a camera, but you do get sensors. You also get different driving modes. So you've got a button down here, which annoyingly hasn't been moved over to this side for the right-hand drive market. So obviously, if you're driving this in left-hand drive form, it's right there at your side. Whereas for us Brits who drive on the right-hand side, as you can see, it's kind of there. You know, it's not a hardship, but I would much prefer to have that moved there. But hey ho. So you've got normal, eco, sport, and individual. Does it still? It does still work when the engine isn't running. There we are. I like how on the sport you get like a little curbing of a racetrack. That's pretty cool. So let's talk about cubby holes. So you can put your phone there, and as I've said, it's got wireless phone charging. Glove box is a decent size. Got the manual in there and a few other bits. 2 cup holders in the middle, 1 or 2 other small slots as well. And I've got a door bin which offers a decent amount of space. I've got some of my rubbish in there, apologies. Of course you get front and rear electric windows as standard. I've got automatic lights, and I actually get LED headlights as standard, which I think is quite impressive for a mid-range trim level. So they are quite bright. Let's see if I can give you a little flash. I can't really see it on camera, but believe me, they are bright. Right. So yes, a very nice interior. Now, I've got a standard instrument cluster. If you go for an FR Sport, you do get a fully digital instrument cluster. But I have to make do with a standard one. It's okay, but this screen in the middle is monochrome, and I'm sorry, it looks a little bit dated. I would prefer some colour or just something a little more jazzy. But that's just my personal preference. I already mentioned the steering wheel. Getting a good driving position is very easy. Steering wheel adjusts for rake and reach like so. And my driver's seat has also got a good level of adjustments. Right, I'm pretty sure that's everything in the front covered. So let's step into the back. Yes, I know. Be quiet. Now, as always, the driver's seat has been set for me. I'm 6'2", so I am, of course, a tall guy. But as you will soon see, the back is quite spacious. So let me step in like so. And close the door. Going into the back, you've got a nice sized door bin. Oh, my shoelaces are undone. Tuck them in like so. Apologies. Right, anyway. So yes, space back here is very good. I've got a decent amount of legroom. If I show you from the side, like so, you'll see I've got quite a lot of space left over, which is very impressive. And headroom is also pretty good. I know you can't really see it because I've got dark hair and you've got this black roof lining, again, to kind of add to the sporty flavour of this car. But yeah, headroom is very good indeed. Could you fit 3 adults back here? Honestly, I don't think so. I think it would be too much of a squeeze. Also, the middle seat, you've got quite a large hump down here, which is for the transmission tunnel. So if you were sat in the middle, you would have to kind of sit legs akimbo, like so. So yeah, I wouldn't want to sit in the middle seat unless I really had to. I suppose you could put your feet up like that, but yeah, that's not really comfortable at all. So I think 2 adults in the back would be absolutely fine. But obviously 3 children in the back, again, you should be absolutely fine. So rear space on the whole is very good, very impressive, particularly for a taller person like myself. Now let's have a look at the boot. if I step out like so, oh, my left foot's caught. So like the rear space, the boot also offers a good amount of luggage capacity, a good amount of space. So I've got my filming bits in here as per usual, got my notes as well. So yes, what you were looking at is 400 litres worth of space, which is very good for its class. It's not the best in class, but it should be more than enough for day-to-day life. If you need more space though, you can of course file down the 60/40 rear seats to give you over 850 litres. So yes, a very spacious boot indeed. And what I like is that there's no lip, so if you want to load heavier items in, you've got a nice wide opening, virtually no lip on the entrance. So that's really, really practical and really handy. Oh, just a quick one before I continue. I completely forgot to tell you the boot floor is adjustable. So as you see it here, the boot has been raised up, but the boot can also be lowered to give you your full 400 litres worth of luggage capacity. Right, now whilst I'm here, I just want to moan about one thing. Apologies, the car is a little bit dirty. There has been some grimy weather in the UK recently. Now, this car is based on the Ibiza hatchback, and as such, you also get fake exhaust pipes. So, to the casual observer, they may look like real exhaust pipes, but no, they are fake, and the real exhaust pipe is somewhere underneath where you can't see it. So that is quite disappointing. Right, let me conclude by talking about the engine. Got a lever down here. Oh, still nice and warm, which is quite nice because it's not very warm in the UK today. Right, so guys, what you are looking at is a 1.5 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine, which offers 150 horsepower with 250 newton meters of torque. Power is made to the front wheels, so you can't have this car with four-wheel drive, which may disappoint some of you. And the power is also fed to a 6-speed manual gearbox. You can have an automatic if you want, but not with this particular engine. So you'll hit 62 miles per hour in just 8.2 seconds and continue to a top speed of, ooh, that figure has just left my head. I believe it's 129 miles per hour. Apologies, I am doing this from memory. Now, in regards to CO2, this engine emits 113 grams per kilometre, and in regards to fuel economy, on a combined run, you're looking at 57.6 mpg. Again, that figure is from memory, so I do hope I've got it correct. Now, personally, if you're going to buy an FR, I do think this is the engine to have. I reckon you can get this in a 1 litre, which should be just fine for most buyers, but I would urge you to at least try the 1.5 litre engine, because it is a little bit of a cracker. And it's also got cylinder deactivation, so when you're cruising, it will shut down two of its cylinders for better fuel economy. Now, in regards to other engines, I've mentioned the 1 litre engine, which can be had in different power outputs, or you can have a 1.6 litre diesel as well. But yep, there we are. That's pretty much everything I've got to say about the FR for the time being. There will, of course, be a full review coming. Let me put the bonnet down like so. There we are. Shuts with a satisfying thud. And there will also be a Patsy Rates Cars a Patsy Rates Cars video coming with this particular car. And in fact, that's literally what I'm going to film after I have finished filming this video. So, I think it's time for me to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If so, give it a massive thumbs up. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click that bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. And if you aren't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe for more car obsession.